Alright, guys, so it's me, the GOAT, the 615 random GOAT. Now, if you can't tell by my clothing, I'm doing this particular video on the same day that I did the karaoke covers, trying to get some material out there, you know what I'm saying? So, but this is not going to be a karaoke cover video. We are going to do the GOAT. We're going to do Google Autofill by the GOAT. There we go. If you don't know what Google Autofill is, I'm basically going to use this, my phone, and go to Google. I'm typing a certain topic throughout the entire alphabet. So it's going to be, does this, A through Z. And whatever question pops up, I'm going to answer it with 100% accuracy. Because I'm the GOAT. We do. All right? Actually, just because I see these posts on Facebook all the time, I'm going to actually Google autofill. Should relationships? So should relationships Google autofill? All right, so let's go. Should relationships? So we're going to should relationships A. Okay, so we're gonna have to do should relationships B because it's So we're gonna have to do by B I mean BE, not B. So we're gonna have to say should relationships B in A through Z. Okay, so should relationships be A. Should relationships be allowed in schools? I'm just going with the first thing that pops up. And if you guys don't believe me, I'm gonna turn my brightness down so you can see it. This is what came up. All right, so should relationships be allowed in schools? And I'm going to answer it because that's my job. I don't think there's any way to regulate that, personally. How you gonna say, hey, don't have a girlfriend, don't have a boyfriend in school? I think that's more up to the parents to decide whether or not they have their children to have relationships. And then at that point, it's the children's job to respect their parents' decision of whether or not they should or shouldn't have relationships. But as far as saying they can't have one in school, I don't know. It's just the way it's just the way people work, I guess. So I'm gonna say yes, it should be allowed, but it also depends on a lot of other things. So, now certain things I think should not be allowed, obviously. But just simple like relationships, I think, perfect, whatever. All right, so should relationships be B? Should relationships be based on looks? Again, I'm going right off the first thing I see. All right, so the age-old question. Not really an age-old question. There's a lot of other age-old questions. No, that's my answer to that. No. It should be based on a mutual respect between each other. It should not be solely based on looks. If you base it solely on looks, then it's more like you're just attracted to the person than you actually have feelings for them. And if you're just attracted to them, then that can just go to a whole bunch of problems down the road. So no, I don't think a relationship should be based on looks, because the second they get punched in the face and their face is screwed up, it's like, they may not be beautiful, handsome anymore, and then you're gonna leave them because of that. So no, I don't think it should be based on looks. It should be based on a lot of things. So again, that varies on person to person. That's personally my belief, though, and I'm the one answering these questions, so you guys just got to suck it up. But my answer to that is no. It should be based on feelings, and then really the most general answers. Okay, it's just what it is. Yeah, I know that was very vague, and I didn't really get anything across there, but that's the best I can get for you. It should be based on mutual respect, feelings, and that kind of stuff. Looks. While you can put looks in, they're not saying like completely throw looks out of the picture, but don't make it solely based on looks. That's all I gotta say. I mean, to each person their own, but don't make it solely based on looks. All right, so C. Should relationships be complicated? Again, I'm coming right off this. Okay. Again, doctor, I tell you. Y'all didn't hear that. Maybe y'all did. It doesn't matter. Should relationships be complicated? It's a weird question. By basically, whoever 5,000 people Googled this is basically asking, Should people not have to work to maintain a relationship? And that answer is no. Now, should they be complicated? It depends. Because that depends on your definition of complicated. And there's a lot of definitions of complicated. There's not just that one dictionary definition. So my thing to that is, okay, that's what I missed. So my thing to that really is, how do you want the relationship to go? I mean, obviously, both people are going to have to work to some degree to maintain it. But, I mean, I don't think it should be particularly like a freaking puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Like those 100-piece jigsaw puzzles where you spend like 4 hours working on and then you realize that you're missing one of the pieces and you get mad and you throw it out the window because you spent $2 on that thing. And at the time, $2 was a lot. Made me mad. It was obviously, I'm speaking of personal experience. How did they miss a piece? I'm going off topic. I went back into my feelings. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, they shouldn't necessarily be complicated, but you are going to have to work to maintain them. That's what I'm trying to say there. Okay, should relationships be difficult? Okay, that's almost the same as complicated, so I'm going to go to the next one, that's basically the same as complicated. So, next. E. Should relationships E. Crud. Dang it. I'm stupid. I just gotta type that in again. Should relationships be E? Should relationships be easy? It's basically the reverse of complicated. So we're going to go to the next one, which is, should relationships be equal? And my answer to that is yes, they should. There should be, the scale should honestly be level like this on both sides, male and female, or if the case may be male and male, female and female. I'm not judging anybody. Whatever you identify yourself with, and the other person, whichever gender they identify their self with. It should be equal on both sides. And when I say equal, again, there's a lot of definitions of equal. There's not really the set in stone dictionary one. Equal depends on what they agree upon and what everyone's comfortable with. So, I'm going to say this, and please don't send the hater comments out there. Don't call me sexist or anything. Let's just say, for example, that it's a TV family, okay? The wife's at home taking care of the kids and cooking, and the dad is out there working. Is that relationship considered equal? Some people say no, but honestly, it depends on whether or not they're comfortable with the situation. And if they're comfortable with the situation and the respect is going both ways, then in that case, I would say the relationship is equal. Now, if they're not comfortable in the situation and, there's oppression and all that stuff, then the relationship is not equal. That's what I have to say with that. And it can be vice versa. It can be really with any scenario. It just depends on the comfort level of the situation and what everyone agrees upon doing. And once those standards are met, then you can call it equal. And of course, just like with anything, the scale is always going to tip to one side. It's always going to tip to one side and then go back. And it's going to tip to one side and then go back. But you want to keep it in that level of equilibrium as long as possible. It's going to tip from side to side. Occasionally, somebody's going to, at one point, just have more of an advantage. But for the most part, it should stay equal. That's what I have to say. All right, so we're going to F. Should relationships be fair? That's all I'm saying is equal, so I'm going to go to the next one. Should relationships be Facebook official? I don't even know what the heck that means. I don't know what they're saying if Facebook should legalize, if you should go to Facebook to make your relationships official, or whether or not you're saying if you're in a relationship, you have to check that relationship thing on Facebook. And honestly, I don't know how to answer that question, but I'm going to try. I'm not even going to try because I don't understand the meaning of that question. Should relations be Facebook official? What does that even mean? I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say to that. Okay. So relationships be Facebook official. I'm just gonna go by this. I'm gonna take it as you need to check that you're in a relationship when you come in a relationship. And here's what I'm gonna say to that. And here's what my coaches told me at Backfield. I'm not gonna tell you which one. Okay, so you guys know the garter when it's thrown at the wedding, right? They tell all the single men to go out there and reach for the garter, as for the same as the females with the bouquet, all the single ladies. So one of my coaches go out there, and I know for a fact he has a girlfriend because he's always talking about her and all that stuff. And he goes out there, and I'm like, Coach, you're not single. And his response was, according to the United States of America, I am single. According to the United States of America, if you are not married, you are single. It means if you're not married, you have to check single status when you're applying for an application. When you have to check single when you're applying for a house. So that's what I'm going to say to that. For relations being Facebook official, if you're in the United States and you're not married, you're considered single. So take that as you want. That's all I got to say to that. Good. Next. That's all I got to say to that. And no, he didn't mean anything by it. He was just saying the garter. I mean, all that really means is if you catch, you're going to be married next. It's not really anything that big deal. A B C D E F G H I J K L A B C D E F G. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bringing my up for that. Should relationships be given a second chance? This is interesting. All right. So, how do I say this? Should relationships be given a second chance? That depends on what you mean by it. Like you're saying, if one person cheated and you're giving them a second chance, and that depends on you. If you feel the need to give a person a second chance after they cheat on you and you want to take them back, you want to give them a second chance, you want to go back to them, whatever, what have you, each their own, then yes, but again, it depends on you. I will say this. I'm going to put something on top of that. The way I see it, if you are willing to forgive a person and give them a second chance after they cheat on you, then you can't hold that. This is for guys and gals, period. You can't hold that against them. Okay? So once you forgive them, you have to actually forgive them. You have to literally put it in the past. So you can't hang that over your head. Once you forgive them, you have to realize that you've forgiven them. And if you keep holding that over their head and saying, "Oh, well, you did this," every time you have an argument, then you didn't really forgive them. You didn't forgive them. That's honestly. And now if you take that as, "Oh, we broke up, but it wasn't that big of a deal, so we should give it a second chance," I don't even know how to respond to that. Honestly, I'm gonna say it depends. It depends on the person. But I gave my reasoning behind it, so I still answered the question. I can tell you it depends on actually all of these. I'm doing my best. No! What did I just do? Should relationships be G? Okay. Should relationships be H? Should relationships be H? That's because I spelled relationships wrong because I'm stupid. Guys, I have dyslexia. You're going to have to cut me some slack. BH. Should relationships be hard work? I'm going to take that as complicated, so we're going to move. Relationships be hard. Take a move. Relationships be hard in the beginning. I'm going to literally skip all of these. Should relationships be happy all the time? They're really almost all the same, but I'm going to answer this one, I guess. No, they're not going to be. In a perfect world, they would be. But people are people. People do stupid things. I know because I'm a person. So all I have to say to that is you're just going to have to put up with a person. If you decide to be in a relationship with them, you just have to put up with them. It's not going to be happy all the time. People get in their feelings all the time. Stuff happens. People have different things happen to them. And you're just going to have to deal with it. No, could it be? In a perfect world, it would be, but it's not. And you're going to have to grow up and deal with it. If you choose to be in a relationship, that's what comes with it. And honestly, so no, they're not going to be happy all the time. And it's actually good they're not, because when it's in the bad, that's when you actually get to see who someone really is. Should be I. Shouldn't I? Okay, nothing for I. Thank you. Okay, nothing for I. It's relationships J. Okay, so this came up. Should there be? It wasn't exactly what I typed in, but it's whatever. Should there be jealousy in relationships? Okay. I want to say no. I want to say no, but I also want to say yeah. It's weird. It depends on what level you take jealousy. Like, if someone just gets a notification on their phone and every time you hear a beep, then you just go straight up crazy, then in that case, I'd say no. However, I'm going to have to pause this video. We'll stop it. And we're going to continue at J, and I'm discussing this one still. So remind me, and it's going to be J through the rest of the alphabet. All right, so we're going to do another video to go on with this one.